episode 135 of the Rusty Quill Gaming Podcast. I'm your host and GM, Alec Mueller. With me today I have...
Ben Merritt.
Bryn Monroe.
Lydia Nicholas and Helen Gould.
And who are you playing?
Zolf Smith.
Hamid delivering after hand.
Zolf Bottom.
And Azu. And special guest...
I'm cute. How are you doing?
So, we are currently in the...
Initiative order,
that's true. I'm going to take my time. No, we are in the...
You've got 6 seconds, I'm sorry. That's the rule of the
Yes.
We're in the abandoned sort of sanatorium, post-researchy kind of weird place, facing off against a cube that used magic back against Hamid and is currently gunning for him. With that in mind, we are at the start of a fresh initiative order, and I'm going to start with Hamid.
You've just been shoved behind me.
Yeah. We can't leave it to chase us! And that's all I have time to say.
Okay, what are you doing, though? What
I
are you
cast
doing?
Fireball. I place the fireball...
That's such a terrible idea.
That's a really
Why
bad
would you
idea.
do that? Do you want us to die?
Yeah, that's fun.
No.
It literally reflected the spell back at you.
Yeah.
Can Hamid make an int check, please?
Don't tell other people how to play that character.
Yeah,
That's why I'm asking.
Hamid sometimes likes to pop.
So you're casting a
He
fireball.
can pop his self, not us.
So you are casting a
I
fireball.
think that's a beat.
Yeah, at the wall behind the cube.
where
so
the
that-
sort of broken window is and so on.
Yeah, so that when it
Catches the back end of the cube.
Yeah, but doesn't hit any of my friends.
Yeah, so you're shooting past the cube, exploding behind it, and then trying to catch its back and maybe hit a window at the same time.
Yeah, the window's just collateral damage,
Yeah,
but it'll look cool.
That
Yeah.
means that if
That's
it's
an explosion! Oh my gosh!
So roll attack first.
This is like the worst
No, that's
thing
not.
that's ever
Oh no, you
That's
just...
not how
I
fireball
forget,
works.
it's fireball in Pathfinder, you just say it's there, and it
Just
happens.
do it.
Yeah, and it just shatters a bunch of windows and alerts everyone in the compound.
Oh!
This is the worst decision
dice.
anyone's ever made.
Bryn.
Would you like to roll a reflex save?
Hamid's in a weird headspace.
I don't know what's
He
going
used
on.
to be so
I'm
cautious.
so confused.
Yeah.
I'm really upset.
Maybe Hamid has been infected and Bryn and
Check for
Alex
blue veins.
Oh my gosh.
Turns out Blue Veins is me just turning players to my course.
Oh, that's so many dice. I should have
What's
put
the
him
reflex
behind
save?
you, Zolf, because he can shoot
18?
from between my legs.
Honestly, you should have chucked him through the window. At this
Yeah,
rate.
18, it doesn't make it, it's all good. How much damage do you deal?
Oh,
48 damage.
oh my god.
Okay, give me a second to
Decent damage.
But he can't even claim victory if he one-shots it, because he still smashed the windows. Hamid, my sweet child, what are you doing?
To be fair, I've made 8 explosions.
There have already been explosions.
So-
At least they were small ones that don't
explosions.
fall to the courtyard where
So,
everyone's like,
so Fireball, to be clear, doesn't light things on fire, but does do concussive damage and so on.
You'd have to read the spell description. I don't think it actually does, mechanically
But
speaking.
you must be able to blow out a window.
No. We've had it blow out windows before because it's cool, but mechanically, that's for extra effect.
So we might still
Unattended objects also take this damage. I would argue a window
If
counts as
that's how
an
you want to rule it,
They're
totally fair.
cool!
Yeah.
I would also say that structural beams probably would count as an unattended item, unless there's someone hugging them.
Because then you can hold them up.
Just very attentive.
First thing that happens, boom, the windows blow out. All of them within range. You know what, everything on that half of the side of things blow out.
in character.
Invisible.
Also, to be clear, because the windows are a late addition to what was originally a stone building, you know, floor-to-ceiling windows, not very common, mostly wood. So you blow out all of the windows from floor to ceiling on that half of the room. They're just gone for a start. I'd say as well, for the sake of flavour, one of the chandeliers drops behind the behind the blob. The flames then, the concussion wave and so on, slams into the blob. At which point, everyone who can see it sees it reform itself a bit more,
Oh no.
having apparently maybe healed slightly from it, and that's what happens. Do you have a move action as well?
I need to back off. What I don't know is if I should back off in the room or past my friends.
Out the window.
Do not
Double
jump out
down.
the window.
Double down. You're making good decisions. Keep making good decisions.
I could cast fly before I hit the floor.
Cast fly. Cast fly. Jump out the window and cast
He
fly.
just flies the rest of the way up and has a boss battle by himself.
You, devil on his shoulder, shut up.
So
I'll just back off.
You back off into the corner of the room, basically. That makes sense. To be clear, behind all of the other like melee characters. At which point, then, Sel, you're up.
Bombs.
So you're No, because you've got to say you're moving on.
Oh, I'm moving so that I'm sort of diagonally looking through the door.
So you're throwing through the doorway at the back of the
And
block.
I believe, was that a 5-foot step so I can still throw 4?
It wasn't a 5-foot step. It was 10.
I go there.
Yeah, that would be fine.
That is line of sight.
That
Yeah, you did.
means I get 4 bombs.
Yes,
Okay.
fine. You take a
Okay.
5-foot step and get 4 bombs.
Okay, so the first one is 23.
Hit,
The second one is 24.
hit.
Third one is 21.
Stop hitting now, please.
3. Well, and then the next one's 15 plus 2, so 17.
Hit.
Oh, that's also a hit. Oh, cool.
Yeah, it
okay.
doesn't have very high AC.
Okay.
Big
I mean,
creature.
you're hitting a barn, well, a big gloopy barn door, but
Okay.
barn door nonetheless.
So the first one.
This isn't fun at all.
Nah. First
hope you
one
kill
is 17.
Okay.
Second one
Powerful.
is 19.
Okay.
This is a lot of damage.
The third one
of damage it
is 20.
Oh, this isn't good. You're dealing enough damage, you're going to have to break out a calculator at this rate. Keep going.
And the fourth one is 27.
You may have killed my baby.
absurd.
Is that genuinely the amount of damage?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
46
watched her
plus
roll it.
7.
It's fine. Everything's fine. That's fine. And you know why that's fine? Because it got to do its ability at least once. Which for you guys is just a big win, isn't it?
Are we covered
You-
in goop now?
Wait, hang on a minute. So it's not Sasha who one-shots bosses, it's Lydia.
Yeah.
You
That's the rule.
And I actually
absolutely.
min-max more than you think.
So not only have you destroyed it, from a mechanical standpoint, you've dealt more damage than it's physically possible for that creature to have as hit points, even if I cranked the difficulty to max that the system allows.
Alright, cool.
To be clear, it still had a little bit of damage kicking around, even post-fireball. You've dealt so much damage. You throw the bombs in,
Yeah.
they all just actually go in it,
Yeah.
explode. It just explodes into jelly chunks. And then they are sprayed across the room.
Gross.
As a flavour point, before anyone has a freak out,
Yeah.
some of them land on you, obviously. If it's landing on skin, it burns. However, it's easy enough to just bat it off. You're not doing saves or anything like that, and you're all wearing clothes, so you're talking like, oh, a little bit there or something. It just splats everywhere, and just chunks of inanimate jelly are kind of wobbling in the corners now. Also, the chunks of the people that were within it, you can now see, are just exploded around the room as well.
Lovely.
So Cell, because everyone else is in the room, or Zolf just out of the room, whatever, Cell then kind of leans in through the door and is like, "Hey guys!
Good work, Sal. Well done.
I liked your explosion. That
Okay.
was a really good
Yeah,
explosion."
brilliant.
Before we go into characters, Alex needs to say something.
Right.
You have denied the audience the first ever ooze to cast a fireball. That's what you've denied us all. An ooze was about to cast a fireball.
Alex, sorry, can I just... Good.
Now let's distress this. Distress? You know, I'm sticking with that word. Let's distress this in character.
Zolf is distressed. Okay, we need to get a move on. They'll
we
have
need to
heard
go.
that. We need to go.
Okay.
Why did... Never mind. Come on, let's go.
What's
Where
done
are
is
you
done.
going?
Helen,
Which-
please don't do that again.
Do what again?
Well, okay, we broke cover. People didn't know we were here and then some windows exploded, so let's just get on
There
with
were
it.
explosions. There were several explosions before I cast fireball.
Localised, but the window
This is
will
a
rain
bigger
glass on people,
explosion.
okay? Anyway, let's
We
just...
needed to kill it.
No, we didn't.
could
needed
have
to
run.
We could have run away from it.
Then it just would have followed us while we enter a hostile environment. That's the even more stupid plan.
Oozes are slow and generally probably not that good at
But if we
tracking.
get in another fight and the ooze comes up behind us, we're completely screwed.
As I said, what's done is done. Okay? Let's just go.
So, I'm here drinking tea, looking at the two of them, but Cell is doing very similar motions. And
You don't leave a
meeting eyes
hostile
as
creature
you-
behind you in an unknown environment.
What's
It
done
probably
is done.
couldn't have followed
Let's
us.
keep going.
Where is keep going?
I don't know.
We should go up. Like this floor is just an abandoned place, right? With a random cube in it. So let's go up.
Okay.
Let's go.
So,
What do you mean you don't know? You guys not know each other very well? I thought you were buddies.
I know Hamid, I don't know Zolf
are you
very
still
well.
doing stealth checks and so on?
No.
That's a no from Zolf.
Yeah.
They're not working anyway. Not with Clanky McClank and his big sister Clankerson over here.
Oh, it's all sat in the room together.
Again, I'm sort of it's upsetting to me that no one is seeing me drinking the tea and watching the other one.
Literally sipping the tea.
Well, we're on the move as
The
well.
building's on fire and everyone's just saying, this is fine. This is fine.
I'm not.
No.
So, You continue going up, yes?
Yes.
You head up another 2.5 floors, and you see another loading bay, door closed this time. So we're back into the dark, but there's still some light coming from up because unless you close the door behind you.
So,
Are
like,
there crates? Is there stuff in them?
No.
and it's locked, right? You said
The door's closed.
Okay. So it seems like when I go ahead, I get exploded. So
I rush past and peek
how
through the hole.
about?
So you look through the keyhole, give me a perception check.
Oh, good. 11.
11, okay. It appears to be almost one just big, large room. Your guess, abandoned dormitory or something similar.
Are there beds in it?
Yeah, so like there are ruined beds in there. There appears to be one of the windows is gone, so one of the beds is just a mush because it's been years of damp and so on. To be clear, it isn't running the whole length of like a castle. It's not like a football field of beds, but
We're
it appears
walking
to
into a
be
big room.
it appears to be basically a dormitory room.
Looks like an abandoned dorm. I'm starting to suspect that we've actually gone past the, useful bit.
You think maybe the lab is
I think
in
we
the
might be too high.
basement? Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
I could go much higher.
That grate seemed like a dividing line. We don't know if we should be below it or above it.
I think we should still try and hit the top just in case anything is up there, but
Yeah, and the view will be incredible.
Not worth exploring this floor. Let's go up.
No.
probably not.
Maybe we just go straight up until we hit something.
Let's hit the top and work our way down.
Yeah.
That sounds sensible.
Okay, you head up another 2.5 floors, at which point you find yourself facing a door that appears both locked and padlocked.
Ah, this is better.
Okay, yes, this might be interesting.
Gonna disable the device.
I mean, is it worth checking for traps? I mean, do we have?
Danny
Don't
doesn't
ask
know.
me what you do,
I was,
tell
go-
me.
I
did
was
you do that?
going to check it up. You just look. Just look for me.
I love that this is a new thing for Sal of just, okay, like,
Looks hard.
Don't touch. Look for
Oh.
anything that doesn't look like
Okay.
it should do, right?
Tripwires
on the bars,
or-
pressure plates around the door,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Okay,
I'm gonna have a look
26.
as well because I can help, but I'm not helping because I got lower than 26.
okay,
21.
okay.
Important that I didn't critically
thank you.
fail and be like, what's going on here?
So a 26 from Zolf and
No, 26
Oh,
from
sorry.
Cell, 21 from Cell.
and Sal is checking for traps.
Yep. Looking for traps. Checking seems like a technical term.
That's true.
Looking if there's a trap there.
Yeah.
Really hard.
Okay.
Unkeyworded trap.
Yeah.
Is there, maybe?
Trap hunt. Trap house.
You can basically only see the most simple traps unless you have the special
You
feats.
detect no traps.
Are you going to try and pick it, or shall I?
I liked what you did down there. So show me again what you got.
Well, this
Cell
one's a lot smaller.
steps
back.
back a long way.
Also do that.
I cast acid splash.
No, not because of what you're doing, in case the door
All right.
Okay, the lock casts acid splash back now.
And then there's a jelly
And then
lock.
I do it again. And then I do it
It
again.
was a mimic.
And then I do it again. And then I do it again.
It's easy.
Yeah.
It's fine. Off it goes.
Less
The
dramatic.
lock, for what it's worth, was a late addition. You also notice this seems to be the top floor that the lift goes to. The stairs seem to continue up another 2.5 or so, but the lift, this is as high as it gets.
Can I look through the keyhole
Yeah,
now that there's not a padlock
yeah,
in the way?
absolutely.
24.
24. As far as you can tell, it's an enormous attic space. You know how I said the dormitory doesn't run the length of it? This one genuinely might. Think pitched ceiling, tiles and so on. You notice that there's a lot of rain and stuff coming in at the far end. It looks like there's been a problem with the roof a while ago. But it looks like a storage room full of boxes and so on. Kind of higgledy-piggledy. Think room of requirement in the Harry Potter films kind of levels of just stuff rammed in there. And it is a big room. Pitched ceiling that goes well on. It's kind of like the most attic-y attic storage space you can imagine.
It just looks like a much bigger version of the storage bays on the other floors.
Right. Should we skip it?
They got a lot of stuff to store.
Yeah, I feel like we should at least look through some of the boxes to see if there's anything interesting in them, but there
All right.
probably won't.
If there's,
Let's make
if
it
there's
quick.
one of your mackerel things.
Simulacrum. Yes. That's how we got there. Simulacrum.
Oh, okay.
I open the door.
I think the Czech might call it a robot.
Yeah, they do. It's a really good word. I
You
like
say
the word
as you
robot.
step through the door.
Cool.
So heading into the
I don't
room.
speak Czech. Which almost surprises Sel, because they don't actually know European languages, but they speak most of the languages they're aware of.
So heading into the room, it seems full of all kinds of things. Furniture covered in sheets, crates.
We will start
all
going through
kinds
the
of stuff.
crates, but we'll probably do it in a much less thorough
I need
way
to
than
know
the
how
ones
long people are
before.
looking at spending, and then I'll get a perception check from everyone.
Sel's not
5 minutes or
Sel's going to
so.
get bored very quickly.
Yeah, a few
It's
minutes,
because
not
we're
very
not going to be able to
long.
look at
I'm going to try and take a look at the big ticket items, maybe for any like magical
Yeah, that's
things.
absolutely
I'll
fine.
do cast Detect Magic again so I can see
Okay.
what
I
auras.
will also do that because I can do that and it will be helpful.
That's fine. Can everyone please first give me a perception check?
Oh, I look at the ceiling.
20 for Ben.
20 for Ben.
20.
That makes
total.
life easier for me.
Yeah.
2 people casting Detect Magic have the same.
26.
26 from Sel.
Perception 25.
25. Okay, cool. So you look up, there are no monsters in the ceiling. Good start. You do, for a brief moment, think there are, and it's like, oh no, there's a couple of bats. Normal bats, to be clear, not a swarm of
Not
vampiric
dire
intent
bats.
or anything like that. You are clear that at the very far end of it is, a chunk of the roof has fallen in. There are no windows up here, to be clear. The light that's coming in is from that broken in bit. In terms of the items that are around, it is a hodgepodge, equal parts, kind of posh-ish mansion-y stuff like you'd expect, combined with medical equipment. We're not going for, like, horror movie, rusted blood everywhere. It's more like, you know, the things that you have for drip bags, I forget what they're called, like the stands.
IV?
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
no,
like,
stands.
The stands
Yeah.
for IV bags, that kind of thing. Like, there's a bunch of them in a corner with a sheet over them. There's a couple of gurneys with sheets over them. Nothing in here in terms of liquids or anything. It appears genuinely to be furniture and just a bunch of equipment that's not being used. There is nothing particularly interesting and valuable in terms of the normal mundane stuff, really. What there is this big flat magic item at the back with a transmutation aura to it. It's under a sheet.
Pull the sheet off.
Cursed mirror?
Okay, you pull the sheet off. Everyone is pulled into the mirror. No.
Stop doing this!
You see a portrait. It's slightly spoiled in a corner, but not heavily. And it's a portrait of a 30-year-old Japanese gentleman.
Do I recognise
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yoshida?
Yeah, absolutely. It's Yoshida more or less the last time, not the last time you saw him, but the last time that you've seen pictures of him. Because obviously you saw him ages ago.
When he was
and his
young,
picture's
yeah.
still been around, but it's a picture of him as a sort of handsome adult and so on, and the transmutation,
So
he's...
the aura, the picture isn't like of him being old and terrible and
No,
looking really
no,
evil.
no.
Not a
It's him.
Dorian
It's him normal, and it appears to have had a very, very unnecessary transmutation magic on. It has slight movements.
Can I?
It looks a little bit alive. To be
Can
clear,
I-
it's not like talking and recognizing you. It
Its
breathes.
clothes are moving.
It fidgets a little
Can
bit.
I-
There's a good breeze through his hair.
roll a Arcana or Spellcraft to check there's nothing more interesting being
Absolutely.
like hidden.
Absolutely.
Which one would you like? I mean, they're the same number, so
Give
it
me
doesn't
knowledge
really matter.
arcana. Sel, if you have the same.
I
When it's been
definitely-
exposed, please do.
27.
27.
Only 17.
You take your time. Sell at a glance, yeah, it looks normal. Hamid, okay, I know how this rolls. Look at the back of the frame, blah, 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 blah. Genuinely, it looks like it is just normal. In fact, you realise that the discoloration at the top, just a bit of the frame. The actual picture's pristine, but that makes sense. It's a magic picture. They're made to be pristine no matter what. It really doesn't seem to have anything else going on.
I'll cover it back up, just because otherwise it'll make me feel creepy and watched.
It's fine. It isn't looking out, by the way. It's looking slightly off frame.
Ego piece?
Seems to be. Right.
That would, again, fit with what I know as a guy.
Alright, well,
It-
let's move in.
It's looking more and more like these top few floors are deserted, and that maybe we should.
Unless
Could have
secret
explored.
garret right at the top.
Well, I think
so
we
let's
should
double
check.
check.
Okay.
Also, the view will be amazing.
So you go up the last set of stairs. This one, unlike the others which were circling the lift and so on, are circling the lift mechanism. So, you know, like a complicated pulley system and blah, 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 blah. It's not in good condition for what it's worth. Like, it's a little bit rusted.
Good
It
move to
doesn't...
not take the lift, guys.
It doesn't look like it's about to immediately collapse, but it's also not in good repair. No one's been up here in a while. And heading up, the stairs lead to a ladder, which then leads to a hatch and a flat ceiling marker. There's a little bit of stone arching, and it appears that someone's sort of put a trapdoor or used an existing trapdoor or something like that.
It's going to be dangerous, but we need to check that.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I will look at it hard.
Give me a detect traps.
Ooh, natural 20.
Yes, there are.
Ooh.
What you can see is you're sort of going, okay, so look, don't touch, fine.
Don't touch. Don't like it.
That hinge is on the wrong side. That's a really stupid way of doing that. Why would you... Oh no, it's a thing! Oh, yeah, the thing's trapped. You are not able
No.
to tell how, because you don't have those abilities. There's a trap on the door.
Folks, I'm pretty sure that it may be some kind of trap. Either that or just really badly engineered.
Well done for spotting it then.
Yeah, though I have no idea what to do about that.
Do you think you could disable it? I mean, you're pretty good with engineering. Don't do anything dangerous.
I mean, I can just poke it with my glaive.
Yeah,
Honestly.
poke it from a long way away. That sounds like what the engineer in me is saying.
Okay.
I mean, unless you've got a spell that can do something. I don't know.
Probably
They're all
not.
got
I could blow it up.
Let's not blow it
I'll
up. in
poke
case-
it first and then blow it up if it doesn't do anything.
That sounds like my usual approach to things.
Okay.
So steps back quite a long way.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You poke it, not me.
stand
This
obviously
is me
below
being
it,
safe.
sort of with the glaive, and try and actually, I'm gonna make the glaive be on fire, and I'm gonna back
Seems
the lock
unnecessary.
mechanism.
Okay?
Try
To be
not
clear,
stand directly under.
to be
it.
clear,
I'm gonna try as hard as I can and be ready to
To be
jump
to be clear,
out.
there is also a lock. It's not just this trap. You bash it, nothing seems to happen.
Right.
But it is still locked.
Splash the lock off, then try again.
Okay. Yeah, I'll stand at a reasonable distance, but close enough to be sure of my aim, and cast acid splash at the lock a few times.
That's fine. Takes a little bit longer because occasionally you miss.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually the goop that was a lock drips down, exposing a trap door that's now not locked.
Okay, I'm gonna try and push the trapdoor up then.
Okay, 1 second.
Very gingerly. Readying a runaway action.
You run down the lift shaft.
Can I push it defensively?
I don't think you can.
Okay.
How long is your glaive?
2 squares.
That's such a big weapon.
If it's 10 foot, you don't need to be on the ladder. You can just be at the base going.
That was my
poke.
plan.
The trap goes off,
Yeah.
by which I mean an enormous explosion happens.
Try and roll out of the way.
Give me a reflex save.
Really glad that
Do I get any I'm ready for this and expecting it bonuses?
Afraid not.
Ooh.
Doesn't work like that.
Stupid system. I know it doesn't work like that, but I was hoping it would.
How big is the radius? Because we've stepped back, but I want to know if we stepped far enough back.
Same.
I'd like to know the reflex save for Zolf first, and then I'll answer that one thing at a time.
23.
23.
Pretty good. Oh, by the way,
Good
my
roll.
breastplate has spell resistance.
Good roll.
So, good to know. Things that happen. Number 1, you make your reflex save, so you're taking half damage. The width of the thing, Hamid, you might know this off the top of your head, I've got it here, but
Fireball?
width of a fireball.
It's 20 foot radius.
So 20 foot radius, if you are all,
step way back.
unless you
now.
are like down the stairs,
Yeah.
you're going to get hit, but I was assuming you were down the stairs.
I think Hamid is close enough to get hit by that.
Fair
I think
enough.
he was assuming a 10 foot radius.
That's fine, that's fine. But for what it's worth, I was assuming that you wouldn't all be stood going, let's stand underneath the trapdoor
No.
and see what comes down.
But yeah, Hamid might well have been 10 to 15 feet back.
Okay, so in terms
Ready
of
to
damage,
help.
give me a reflex save,
Yeah.
Hamid. I mean, for you, it's not really that much of an issue, the whole fire damage thing.
It does help, I won't lie to you. That's 18 on the reflex save.
You make the reflex save. It's 15 damage rounded down. That was a real low roll.
15 total.
15
And we both take
total.
half, so we both take 7.
I
And
rolled 3 1s, 2
Wow.
2s, and a 5.
That literally bounces off my fire resistance.
Also, spell resistance?
Spell resistance applies to fireball.
Basically, I think the fireball rolls 1d20 plus caster level and it has to beat 13.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is that your spell resistance?
It succeeds on the spell
Yeah,
resistance
that's
side.
fine. But then I take mighty 7 damage.
And I take 0.
7. Why do we even bother? Also, I read out the numbers and got it wrong. I knocked one of them.
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine.
And
Are
also-
you okay? Are you okay?
I'm just patting up. Yeah, I'm fine.
Good.
The door is now not there
Yeah.
anymore, and the tempest is pouring in, rain dropping down into the rain shaft.
Right, so I
into
guess
the
that was just to avoid
stairs shaft.
people getting in.
The ladder is still there, by the
Getting
way.
in
It's
from
nice
above.
thick metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but might as well check. As Sel said, you might be lovely. Climb up and check. Yeah.
Okay.
We can go and stand in the storm and curse the gods to, challenge us
Actually-
with their.
I actually
Power.
do a lot of work
That's not
with...
a good
I
idea.
was
do a lot-
joking. I
I've also-
absolutely was not going to do
I
that.
have
do a-
done that once
Yeah.
before.
I do a lot of work with lightning, so I try not to be rude to storms.
Yeah, I absolutely wasn't going.
Do you-
I thought I'd
do you
tone
head
lighten the
up?
mood.
So Zolf goes up the ladder.
I think.
Yeah,
there
both.
are other
I think
people.
we all do.
Okay, cool. So you'll head up the ladder. You head up onto the roof of one of the highest points of the complex. So to describe it very quickly, the visibility is terrible. Lightning, storms, etc. Like, it's not great. Through the flashes of lightning, you see that there are 4 towers. You're in the central actual, keep bit, I suppose, retrofitted. It's a pitched roof that has sort of walkways upon it and so on. But yeah, there's thunder, lightning, etc. You see there's 4 towers. One of them appears to be in complete disrepair, crumbled in on itself, effectively. The others seem okay. Because of your, like, sort of at the edge of a building, you are able to sort of have a quick peek down. You can see lights moving around way down at the bottom.
Do they seem agitated?
Yeah. And then across this building, so on the far side of what was, you know how that attic space was large, blah, 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 blah. You see, you're not at the highest point, because there's a single bolt of lightning crackles. You can see the monolithic, like, obelisk of this lighthouse heading up even higher than where you are. It's almost like they built it on top of the keep for added height. That appears to still be giving off light. And now that you're close, the light it's giving off is massive. In order for you to have seen it way out there, and it's already that high, they've gone gross overkill for some reason on it. And on that, with another bolt of lightning and thunder, rather dramatic, unnecessarily note, I'm going to take a break.
It's so rainy!
And welcome back. So it's all very dramatic at the top of this.
But there's
Shocking
nothing
rain and
there
so
to
on.
investigate or fight.
Right, so,
Right, yes.
from what we can see, lighthouse,
Yeah.
but also they know something's in this building. So maybe
We could run along the top of the... We could go down and then run through the...
or we just fly to the lighthouse.
Oh, yeah.
If we can. Can we?
Yeah?
Hamid, you know that in this kind of strong weather... Also, by the way, you're talking quite quietly over...
I mean, yeah, I don't want to
back
shout.
down.
But one thing that you will know is that it takes an element of skill to fly through that kind of weather.
So, I have enough spells to cast fly 3 more times. You can fly by yourself, but I don't think it's a great idea because the weather. Flying
There's a
is,
solid chance you'll get blown
flying
off
is
course and so on.
hard.
All right.
Was there a door at the other end that might take us to, like, the other tower? Because it looks like it all joins up.
Does it all join up?
So it looks like you can walk along this walkway to the far side where that tower is, and you could go on foot.
Oh.
And you can't necessarily make out a doorway, but, you know, massive torrential rain,
We
and
could do
it's
it,
a
and then I
massive
can
building.
explode it.
Let's, well,
Or he could.
I think,
His explosions are even better.
well, we should walk across the roof because they're going to start working their way up this building to find out what caused the explosion.
That's true.
They'll probably find the guy we tied up earlier as well.
Poor
That'll
little
give
buddy.
you a giveaway.
Maybe,
hope he's
but
okay.
anyway, we should really just keep
Okay,
going.
let's cross over
Times
and
of the
go
essence
down
now.
the other tower.
That's fine. I'm not going to require checks of any kind because there's big, safe walkways with railings and so on. No one's been up here for a while, but it's almost like when you make stuff outside, you make it to last. So yeah, you're heading along these walkways and they are sort of metal grate style, clank, clank, clank. The storm's still going on, etc. So you're heading along the walkway and you can sort of peer down at, there's 2 courtyards, one on either side of it, effectively. And yeah, there's a couple of lights. It doesn't look like an army and it doesn't look like a mob. We're talking like a few agitated lights, not hundreds.
It's kind of people being like, ah, something's happening. Ah.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of.
Yeah.
Talking like a dozen?
If that.
Okay.
If that. I'm
That's
thinking,
fine, we can get
I'm thinking closer to like maybe 6. Assume a dozen if it's on both sides.
Come on,
of the
that's only
courtyard.
3-1 odds.
They're all kobolds, we're fine. If they're all ogres, we're not.
It used to be a... Cut me off if I'm wrong. Like, I swear this used to be a school, like a big, busy school.
Well, that makes sense from what we saw.
Loads of people came here. That
But
was only
so
a few
much of
years
it looks
ago.
abandoned now.
Yeah, we haven't abandoned it. Well,
That's no... I mean, I knew he was up to something, but, like, where are all the people that have been attacking us come from?
victims, monsters, minions.
It is worth
Yes.
mentioning for Cell's benefit. The timelines that seem to be coming out do check out, which is that it was a school. Things started going a little
Right.
weird
Yeah.
5 years ago, but that would mean that, or like 3 to 5.
Yeah.
But if they were going a little weird, that means that all of this has been happened, and he was still presenting everything's fine, everything's wonderful for like years afterwards.
Like, I guess it's I suppose maybe he was covering up the fact there were, like, problems, or he was killing...
I mean, I guess so. People don't really want you to... Or I don't imagine he wanted people to know that he was an horrible villain.
Yeah. There's literally dead people around, so...
Oh, yeah. It's true, but, I mean, that happens in laboratories.
Okay. You make it to
It shouldn't.
the base of this lighthouse in inverted commas, which is really wide. It's a massive structure. You can see that.
Have to be that tall.
Yeah, you can see that actually. Anyone have knowledge engineering?
Me!
He says. as he's going.
So much knowledge.
I'm just
Right.
wondering how far below us the courtyard is, because Fireball has a really long range.
I think it might be within range.
Yeah.
Fireball them from up here.
And then reflect it back.
That's 30.
I didn't expect this to go John Wick, but I'm okay with it. At 30, you are pretty certain there's some magical reinforcement going on. Your guess is it looks to be stone on the outside, probably someone's got metal reinforcements on the inside and so on, and probably magical reinforcement on top, because a structure of this size requires so much upkeep that to have been abandoned for like 3 to 5 years, you either use magic or it starts falling down, just as a heads up.
So there's no door to get in.
So as you're getting to the end of the walkways, they converge from either sides of the pitched roof and then lead down a little bit to, a doorway, an arched stone doorway, which has a heavy steel door inside it, and there appears to be like a metal shutter on it, not one that would let you see through, but one that looks like will pull open. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like
It's a hatch.
yeah, it's kind of like a hatch
Right.
that can open from this side, not the other side, and it has another
no.
padlocked.
The
another
padlock is on this side.
That sounds like prisoners to me.
All right.
Or really cool monster.
Something could be trapped inside. Do you want to look through the hatch
Yes,
first?
I do. So jumps at and opens the hatch.
Okay, the trap doesn't go off because there isn't one.
Yeah.
You find
This is
a
going to happen
Gotta
a lot.
stop faking out.
you find a water damaged but still legible piece of paper. Scrawled on it are the words "Go away."
In what language?
In what language?
Japanese.
Yeah, it says go away.
No.
Okay.
But that seems like the kind of thing that we should.
Cell
obey.
thinks for a second, goes back, shuts the shutter and opens it again. Does it still say the same
It still
thing?
has a tatty piece of paper on there.
Yeah.
From your knowledge engineering, I'll give you this as an additional. It looks like the kind of thing that would have, say, a schedule in it for people to have a look at, or something similar, something useful.
Okay, but when
It's
you...
just such a weird message. Does it want to keep out anyone who's coming in would know why they would come? It's just
Then let's
there's something
investigate.
incongruent about that as the message.
You say incongruent, I say suspicious. So let's go investigate.
I say interesting.
So blow the padlock off again.
Yes, please.
Acid splash.
Cell goes 20 foot back.
I also do, because this has been very fire-based, which means that Hamid is inherently much
Yes.
better at dealing with this.
I also step back, by the way.
Yeah, you burst through the lock, it comes off easily. The door, it'll be heavy. It's
I
a big,
open
thick
it.
door. Alright. It opens outwards, not inwards, so you're having to sort of
Yeah.
grab and
Pull
pull.
it against the wind.
It's certainly rusted on this side, and it's pretty heavy. I'm not going to do a strength check because it's fairly arbitrary. You can just step in and fix it if you need.
Yeah.
But it
Hamid is struggling.
is hard
Yeah, I can
work to
come
get
and
this
help.
door. In
Yeah, but
fact,
nothing
it hasn't
explodes.
exploded.
Yeah.
I think, Azzy, you probably would actually need to help just because it's so much
Yeah,
heavier than
I think
Hamid
as
is.
soon as I know that it's not exploded and you're struggling, I'll be like, oh, okay.
I think the
this
point
is-
where
this
he's
is the thing
bracing
that
his
I'm
feet
good
in the door jamb is fully horizontal and pushing. You might have to step in.
at. I just yank it.
You appear to be in the base room of some kind of lighthouse or something. There is a circular staircase which goes both up and down. There is a room that it's entering into. So like there's a ceiling. It's quite high, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of electrical looking equipment around the edges, buttons, levers, all the fun stuff, and a bunch of heavy cables running down through the middle of this circular staircase, which runs down, not just through this, but then on downwards.
So assumedly it's powered from below us.
Yeah, I mean that checks out.
All right.
Let's go up and see it. That would be so cool.
What kind of equipment is around the walls?
Give me knowledge engineering. If you don't have it, good luck.
Only 18.
Only 18? It looks to be a combination of communications equipment and power transference.
So this stuff, this isn't just power. They're also communicating with someone. This is
Right.
But
And is
not
this-
like, to be clear, like, radio isn't a common thing here. Like, it's not like you should just go, yeah, he's got a radio transmitter. Like, not a thing.
Yeah,
It's more like the cables might be running to a PA system, that kind of thing.
maybe it's just like a PA or like voiceover.
Right. Is this new tech? Like, is this maintained?
There is a mix of both. There's some older stuff which appears to be the power transfer stuff, and the communication stuff appears to be newer. And what I would say is that in the nicest way possible for Cell, everything here is cutting edge, but it's very easy to be cutting edge when you've got all the resources, you know?
I mean, it's okay. It's good, kind of. I mean, yeah, it's very, very good. Some of it's very new. But I mean, I can make something like this given enough time.
It's in active use.
Yeah, like this
Right.
is.
So let's. I will be on our guard now.
Okay.
Because we might have people actively guarding this place.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Makes sense.
Up or down?
Up. I want to see the light.
Do you close the door or leave it open?
That's it. Close the door and the hatch.
All give me perception check, please.
Add no really to the end of the note.
Honest.
Oh dear.
Aw.
17.
15.
13.
32.
Cell,
Sorry. I
There's-
just keep rolling really high
it's
on
all
perception.
good.
I don't
Yeah.
actually
You
have
see
that high
through
bonus.
space and time.
Cell.
13 is a pretty high bonus.
Up the staircase, there are multiple people up in the room above. You can't tell by sound. You can smell them. They have a kind of acidic-y smell that you're like, yeah, there's multiple people there.
Yeah. Also, as a half elf, I do have big pointy ears.
Yeah, but you smell them. That's how you do it.
Guys, quiet. Although Cell the whole time has been the only one talking. Let's be quiet because there are actually people up there.
Right, okay. Hang on a minute. Do you think this is the time for invisibility?
I think it could be the time for fighting. Could be the time for do you want to like sneak past them, or do you want to like surprise them?
I mean, invisibility doesn't make you silent.
Yeah. And also, if you're gonna explode them, which it seems like as a team we're pretty keen on.
Right.
The invisibility goes away straight away. It just doesn't last.
Okay, so we're thinking rush them? Sneak and rush?
Worth mentioning as well, now that the door's closed, big thick walls, storm's nice and quiet outside. Finally.
Sneak and rush.
Sure. Who's good at sneaking?
I mean, you and me a bit.
Give it a shot.
Okay, if you stay here, if we stay here, and then you go up, set things off, and we'll run up. Right? Because otherwise they'll hear us. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, because of the armor.
Yep, that.
All right, we'll. I mean, we don't want to get, stuck in like you guys do. Is the thing.
That's fine. We'll back off and put them back down here.
Okay.
And see if they're hostile first. Like, don't just.
Yeah, they might be nice people.
Okay, we'll go have a look.
Okay, we'll sneak to the entrance of the room.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Right, go on then.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, let's go.
Come on, give me stealth checks. No. Who's sneaking?
Natural 20.
Nice.
Plus 10.
Nice.
14.
Okay. It's better than what me and Azu would have got.
It's the lowest I could possibly get.
Thankfully, it's something that has an opposed roll.
How did they do, Alex?
There's lots of them.
There are at least 4 enemies. 4 enemies. They all did really terribly. Good.
You manage to sneak up. There is a hairy moment where Cell basically knocks over what appears to be like an unattended wrench, and then
But my
literally
natural 20 lets me catch it.
yeah, and you're behind, and it's just like, and it's just that look of, come on.
Hamid looks surprised that he managed that, but is very pleased.
A little bit of claw came out, but it's all good. So I'm going to allow, for flavour, just stick with me on this one. Full Scooby-Doo, 2 sets of head next to each other, just poke up, kind of looking.
The thing is that actually quite a lot shows them because Cell has very vertical hair.
Oh yeah, it's like hair, eyes. Sorry, goggles eyes.
Goggles eyes, yes.
What you see are a bunch of what appear to be kobolds wearing little lab coats, and they're all operating equipment around the edges of the room, and they all look to be flustered. Is a nice word of saying it. They're all kind of.
Aww.
They're all wearing little lab coats. The lab coats are super tatty, like kind of ratty at the bottom and loads of stains
Are
and
they
stuff.
talking to each other?
Yes.
What are they saying?
Oh, 4 at once. I can do this.
You can give a
draconic.
general description rather
First
than
thing you can tell
recreating
is
the conversation.
first thing you can tell is that they clearly aren't drugged the same way that the one down was. It's not like push button, make lever go.
Yeah.
At the same time, they don't appear to be like genius level intellects techno babbling, but it is stuff like move the power. Okay, right. We've got to do. Can you do a transfer from B? I'm doing B. It's all in Draconic, obviously. They appear to be faffing with something, and occasionally, but you made your stealth roll, so you're going to get away with it. Occasionally, one of them will keep like glancing over towards the trapdoor, but you've always got enough time to kind of duck down, and they're like, not much time, come on, I am coming on. And then 2 of them just start kind of going at one another.
I whisper to Sal, I'm going to try something.
Is it caused in sleep?
No, but similar. Because sleep, unless they're all only 1 hit dice, wouldn't affect all of them. But I have a new spell.
Oh dear.
A level 4 spell. I cast
Please don't.
Yeah, I know what you're doing.
Rainbow Pattern.
Yeah, I know what you're doing.
Is that
Describe it for the audience and say what it
So I
does.
literally create an illusion, a kind of a shimmering sheet in the air above them, which is glowing rainbows. So this happens to Sasha when we were.
Not exactly, but
But
almost
it's a very
identical.
similar effect, and so it forces them to become fascinated by it.
And kobolds probably have garbage with it.
Describe the spell and its effects for
So
everyone.
I surround the kobolds and fill the room with this swirling haze of colourful rainbow energy.
Okay.
And they they all basically get distracted and start to stare into it.
Does it affect Sel?
It turns out that yes, it does also affect Sel. I thought it wouldn't.
How many hit dice of creatures does it affect?
24 total.
Okay, cool. Let me do some quick maths. So you've got 20 hit dice of creatures going spare, and so yeah.
So I could have cast sleep.
So
Actually,
yeah,
it would have worked.
it is going to affect Sel,
Yeah.
but they get will saves.
They get will save, and you get a will save as well.
What's the DC?
18.
I don't like that face.
Oh my word! I actually only got 18.
That's enough.
Just.
Yes.
So 3 of them all start. And like 2 of the ones that are fighting one another, one of them who's like just beating on the one underneath, just kind of like pathetically beating.
Little slap fight.
They are weeds for kobold. Let's put that in perspective. He's sort of slapping him across the face of it, and then the one on top just kind of fades off. The one who's underneath is like, huh? Gets a few slaps in himself on the one that's on top, and then sees you all. He clearly isn't affected.
Initiative?
Yes, initiative for everyone, please.
Hey.
For diddle's sake.
For diddle's sake, goodness me.
12.
26.
17.
13.
Hamid goes first.
I cast Hold Person on the one remaining kobold.
Good.
Make another will save, little one.
What's the DC?
18
Yes,
again.
No. It's just like... Its eyes are still moving.
Oh, little guy.
So it technically gets to save against it every turn, but obviously I go, let's grab that one so it doesn't start moving again quickly.
I'm happy to just skip to it being grabbed. However, do you warn everyone else about the rainbow patterns?
We've got huge will saves.
I shove the rainbow pattern off into one corner of the room, so the other 3 kobolds all walk towards it and stare into that corner. And I say, "Okay, guys, come up! Don't look in."
For the sake of it, I'm afraid the only way you can do that is if they go up the stairs. But that's fine because the room's only like 30 foot wide.
When they get up there, I will go. Don't look to your. I'll shout at them before they enter the room. Don't look to your right.
That's fine.
If
That's
they
fine.
don't look at it, it's fine.
That's absolutely fine.
Right, well, come
I
on.
don't need rolls or anything.
Okay.
It is so trivially easy for you to just go and grab this thing. I mean, mostly like a peek behind the curtain. If it wasn't held person, its initial action would be to soil itself. You're fine.
Oh, no. Little buddy.
Right.
Do you combat hug?
No, I don't think I need to.
Well, Sel was up first, I'm assuming, because...
Yeah.
We're out. We're sort of out of initiative.
There's no point being in initiative because it's beyond trivial.
Seller's grabbed the little buddy
Yeah.
and,
Closest, yeah.
and says in Japanese very calmingly, like, it's okay, we're here to help you,
It proceeds to struggle and try and bite your face.
Yeah,
What's-
it's cool.
What's going on?
I'm gonna...
Why am I not looking to the right?
You don't even need a combat roll. It's
there's
so
a hypnotic
weak.
pattern
No,
over
I
there,
was
and it's
gonna
holding 3
cast-
kobolds. But if you look at it,
Brilliant.
might
Can you just go?
hypnotise you as well.
Right, fine. Either I'll look at it and be hypnotised, or can I just? I need to go tie them up. We need to
Alright.
go tie them up. Right. Yes. Flippin' nailed it.
So what did you roll?
33.
Oh yeah, fair. Yeah, you don't need to worry about it too
You
much.
know what? To lesser minds, it might be fascinating. To you, it's gauche.
They call this art.
I mean, Sel's going to cast Focus Scrutiny and try and diplomacy this little buddy into
Okay,
being
I'm
friends.
going to do one thing at a time then. First things first, tying up the rest.
Yeah.
I am not going to require checks. It is
Cool.
trivial.
I tie them up. I tie them up well because I'm a sailor.
It's fine, you get that. I don't need the checks.
Great.
They don't have escape artist anyway. They are all tied up. Sel, do you tie up the one that you're currently trivially overpowering?
Yeah, but very gently. I'm just like, hey, it's okay. We're just
They
gonna
were
help you.
clearly in the middle of some sort of experiment. You should try and work out what they were doing.
Tell me what experiment you were doing, little guy. Or girl. Or not.
While this is happening, Azu is going to, stand near the trap door to make sure that no one's following us up here.
The creature turns to Sel, gives the biggest, toothiest grin that's ever been given, and then, in passable Japanese, chewing the words, says, "Science."
Oh, incredible!
I'm going to end the episode there.
Yes!
You all needed little minions. There haven't been enough minions in this.
No, they haven't.
For science!
So, for science and for minions, bye guys.
Bye.
Rusty Quill Gaming is a podcast distributed by Rusty Quill and licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike 4.0 international license. Today's episode was directed by Alexander J. Newall and produced by April Sumner. To subscribe, buy merchandise or join our Patreon, visit rustyquill.com. Rate and review us online, tweet us at The Rusty Quill, visit us on Facebook, or email us via mail@rustyquill.com. Join our community on the Discord via the website or on Reddit at r/rustyquill. Thanks for listening.
We are recording.
Yes.
It's a capital V. I'm recording.
Well,
Shall we begin?
close the window! And then you can!